Have you ever wondered why we're so obsessed with creating artificial people? Well, today we're diving into that exact question. This is the story of humanity's long, long quest to build a version of ourselves. It all really boils down to this one simple question, doesn't it? What if we could actually build a person? You know, a helper, a companion, maybe even a perfect copy of us. This single idea has been the driving force for inventors and dreamers for literally centuries. And that's the key thing to remember. This isn't some newfangled idea from a sci-fi movie. Nope, this is a deep, ancient quest that goes all the way back to the dawn of civilization.
So let's start right there, at the very beginning, with what I'm calling the ancient dream. This is the era when the whole concept of a humanoid was first imagined, showing up in myths, legends, and some surprisingly detailed early sketches.
And what's just wild is how global this idea was. We're talking ancient Greece, China way back in the 3rd century BCE, the Middle East during the Middle Ages, Renaissance Italy, all over the world. Completely separate cultures were dreaming up artificial life long before the technology was even a glimmer on the horizon.
And these weren't just vague daydreams either. The stories get super specific. You've got Greek myths where the god Hephaestus builds golden assistants. There are tales from China about an engineer creating a life-size singing automaton for a king. An inventor in the Middle East even designed a robot waitress to serve drinks. And get this, Leonardo da Vinci himself sketched out the blueprints for a mechanical knight. The ambition was clearly there, just waiting for technology to catch up.
All right, so now let's jump forward to a time when those dreams started to become physical things. This next chapter is all about the mechanical awakening, when gears and levers started to bring these ideas to life. Okay, picture this. It's the 1770s, and there's this buzz about a new machine, an automaton, so sophisticated it can take on the world's best chess players and win. It must have seemed like absolute magic, right? A true thinking machine. Well, here's the secret behind that legend, the Mechanical Turk. On the outside, it looked like a chess-playing marvel. But the reality? It was an incredibly clever hoax. A human chess master was actually crammed inside, pulling the levers. So it showed our ambition was still way ahead of our tech, but man, the public ate it up. You know, it's pretty wild to think that for most of history, there wasn't even a word for these things we were trying to build. That all changed in 1921. A Czech writer named Karl Čapek wrote a play and needed a name for his artificial workers. He called them robots, and just like that, the name stuck. It finally gave this ancient quest a modern name. And then, along came Elektro. Now this was the real deal, no tricks. Built for the 1939 New York World's Fair, Elektro was basically the first ever robot celebrity. He could walk, he could talk, he had a 700-word vocabulary, and he even did party tricks, like smoking a cigarette. For the first time, people could see a real, moving machine that looked and acted like a person. Okay, let's hit the fast-forward button and make a huge jump to our time. Welcome to the modern robot revolution, where today's titans are turning pure science fiction into straight-up reality. So here's a quick look at some of the heavy hitters on the world stage right now. And what you'll notice is just how specialized they've become. ASIMO was all about movement. Atlas is built for insane agility for things like disaster response. And then you have robots like Nadine and Pepper, which are designed for social interaction, for things like elder care. The dream isn't just one thing anymore. It's splintered into all these different specialized goals.
But honestly, a table of facts and figures doesn't even begin to capture how big of a leap we've taken. To really get it, you have to see what these things can do. And this is where it gets mind-blowing. We are so far beyond just walking. You have Atlas doing backflips over obstacles. You have Mecha making facial expressions so subtle and realistic it's almost uncanny. You have Sophia holding actual, complex conversations with people. The dreams of those ancient inventors are coming true in ways they probably couldn't have even comprehended.
So when you pull it all together, you can draw a straight line from those ancient myths right up to the robots we have today. The quest is absolutely still going, but the game has completely changed. If you think about it, this whole centuries-long journey really breaks down into 4 big stages. First, you just had the idea, born from myths. Then that evolved into the automaton, mechanical things that can mimic 1 or 2 actions. From there, we got the robot, a machine you could actually program, and now we're in the age of the humanoid, where AI is letting these things interact, adopt, and even learn on their own.
So, from bronze giants in myths to AI companions you can have a conversation with, this quest has brought us to an incredible place. But it's obviously not over. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. Now that we can build them, what do we actually want them to become?